I'm going to continue on now by putting in the ventilation hood that we see up top here. It drops down from the ceiling, so you can see it in this elevation when we're facing this wall, and you can also see it, its eye, you can also see it when we're facing this wall. So that you see there, I've made it the same shape as this. We need to go to our left vanishing point, and we need to walk this over to the wall, because remember and we need to walk up the wall. Just check to make sure this is halfway again, and it's better if you use your parallel ruler and do this more accurately, but we'll do what we can with what we have here. Okay, and then I'm going to bring that across, and I haven't anything to meet it, so what I have to do now is bring up a vertical to meet that. And we've got that. Okay, now if I continue this line, now that I know that it's going to be a solid line from here on in, I can make it a solid line. And again, bring up another vertical. Another part of that decision, keeping it the same as the box below rather than making it narrow, was the idea that we're in a distorted area of the perspective. Not the floor plan is never distorted, but the perspective can be distorted. So sometimes you have to make allowances for that and change a little bit the size that you see something on the floor plan. Like we did the stools. They were going to be, they would never have given us a circle, so we had to fix that. I'm trying to keep everything straight and keep my head out of the way. So I've got another vertical. Now I need to go, so there's constant back and forth from one vanishing point to the other, and you're trying to keep everything as neat and tidy and succinct as you can. You can cross corners, it gives you more accurate corners, but once this drawing is done, we're going to need to outline it in black. We won't be able to see it. The accuracy of it is very, very important when we start detailing over top. Now, along this line, we can begin to discover how far we want this to hang into the room. And if you look at your elevation, either of the elevations, you can see that it hangs down 2 feet. So this is in line. As long as that's in line, then I have a place that I can use, a spot that I can use to give me that. And once I know where this corner is, that's all I need to know. That will give me all the other proportions. We have this partial gable. So there's 2 feet away from the wall. Now, to see what 2 feet across this way is, at this point on the grid, if I want to know what 2 feet is from that point on the grid, I just bring it up from the floor, because this is 2 feet from here and 2 feet from there. And when I wrote down the width and the height of this portion of the gable, that's all I could really give you, was that at its widest part it was 2 feet wide, and I got that 2 feet from down here. I had to bring that up. If I want to bring it across, but I only want to drop it by 2 feet, then I do this. I can use this. So that's all you have to do. Now, I'm not using a vanishing point now. I just know that I want this portion of the gable to be 2 feet wide, the way it's 2 feet wide up here, and I want an angle that is going to join the widest part that we can see to the narrowest part. And our hood is covering a portion of this. So we won't see all of it, but it's crucial that we know what it actually looks like, even though we're not seeing all of it. Now, I'm going to use my vanishing point because this portion is on a straight part of the ceiling. And where it angles is something I can decide. And I'm going to start to angle it. This now is a choice. So I'm using my left vanishing point and I choose this point here for the angle of the light, that's of the window that's going to be up there. And I bring it all the way across because I have to deal with this again over here. And this now is a matter of working by eye. I know this part is straight. This part is straight with the ceiling. This part is straight with this wall. And I just have to estimate what would be a parallel line. So I'm taking this line and I'm trying to match it from this point. So I'm just trying to match that. And you just sort of move your set square around until you see. And that's the angle that I've got. And now that's the angle of my window right here. Now ours don't appear to be as large as the one in the drawing, but that in the photograph in our reference, but that's all right. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. So there we are. We have our first gable. Now the window itself, if we look at the elevation that tells us, gives us information, we see that this window is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across. As always, you have to remember to count the squares, see if you have enough left over for the rest. So I need 2 for that because it's too wide. And then I have the cabinetry for the fridge is starting right where that ends, and that's what I have. I have that on the floor. So now I might just as well bring this up, and it goes to 7 feet, that cabinetry. So see, I've got this is 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can maybe, just to find my way, I can start to put a little bit of that idea in. And it goes to here. And when I want to make this, I do it the same way that I did it the other one, only this time I have some markers that I can use. I've got this. I want to go out 2 feet, so that's out 2 feet. So I go from this line out 2 feet and I bring this up. And that gives me this mark. So now I know I can go from 2 feet here across to 2 feet there, and then I bring this width out to here and I bring that up, trying to keep everything straight as best I can here. And bring this up. Of course, your parallel rule is ideal for this. And see, they appear different because this one's closer to me, so it looks a little bit different. And then I have that job. Remember that job of estimating. But I have this marker. This is going to help. I'm going to bring this way, and when it touches this, remember our blue line, that gave us the angle of our window. Then all I have to do is, and this marker, I've got this at 1 feet, so I can use that as well. So that first one set everything up for us and made it easy to do the second one.